Cincinnati, great where it's 69 degrees at game time, humidity at 28%, a light wind at 6 miles per hour, and the forecast is glorious. It's clear in Cincinnati. Well, Trevor Bauer getting ready for start number 10 of the year, comes in with a 1.71 ERA. That's the best in the major leagues, and he gets ready to take on a very good White Sox team. As the Reds able to take game 1 of the series last night, this is game 2. And Bauer geared up and ready to go. He wants to go every 3 days if possible. We'll talk more about that later. Here is the White Sox starting 9. It is Tim Anderson at shortstop with Yasmani Grandal doing the catching. Jose Abreu at first base in the AL MVP conversation. Eloy Jimenez in left field with Edwin Encarnacion as the DH. Yohan Moncada is at third base. Luis Robert is in center. Nomar Mazara is in right field, and Nick Madrigal is at second base batting 9th. And here is Trevor Bauer.
He's my NL Cy Young Award favorite right now, Don, and you see his numbers for the year, but he's even been better in September. He's 1-1 with a .9. That's a 0.9, Don, and he's given up 1 or fewer runs in 7 of his 9 starts this year. This guy has been amazing all year. He throws basically 4 pitches, mostly fastball and breaking ball, but he varies the breaking ball. But he throws 50-50 fastball, breaking ball. It's just the different breaks, the different angles, the different spins that he puts on the ball, and the way he can manipulate a ball, it really is special.
Let's check out the defense behind him for the Reds. Aristides Aquino in left field. Nick Senzel in center with Nick Castellanos in right. Third to first, Eugenio Suarez at third with Jose Garcia at short. Mike Moustakas at second, Joey Votto at first, and it's Kurt Casale doing the catching for Trevor Bauer. Now, Joey Votto always good at first base and a very good hitter and a guy who is very patient at the plate. A lot of walks for Joey Votto, and the core of this Reds team trying to get into the postseason right now as they battle.
They're trying to sneak in. We've talked about in the open, they got off to a bad start, but they're playing better lately. And the key for them, Don, they got to score 4+. They score 4+ runs, 21-8. With their starting pitching, the way their bullpen's been this year, they score 4. I like their chances.
And AJ, that has been the problem. They are not hitting at all. And here is the National League playoff picture heading into today's action right now. Of course, the top 2 teams go, and then you got the 2 wild card teams, and that's where the Reds come into play right now, as the Cincinnati Reds are 5.5 back in the Central. But if the season were to end today, there they are in that 2 spot right in behind the Philadelphia Phillies. So the Reds, they've won 6 straight to get here, at least for the first time since beginning the season. They are back to the 500 mark at 26-26. And here's Tim Anderson. They get it started for the White Sox. What a year he's had. How about 365? That jumps out at you. Second in Major League Baseball. 8 homers, 19 RBIs to go along with that hefty batting average.
Well, 2 points behind DJ LeMahieu for his 2nd consecutive AL batting title.
First pitch of this one's in there for strike 1 from Bauer.
Tim Anderson's only hitting .447 leading off games this year, Don. So
that's it?
Yeah, he's used to jumping on these guys early and giving the White Sox a quick start.
As you mentioned, trying to catch up with DJ LeMahieu, who has already won a batting title in his past. That was on the National League side of things, though. He was in a Rockies uniform at the time. And here are his rankings right now this season. Runs, average, hits, on base percentage right now for Tim Anderson. He's doing it all. And he sets the tone in this very good offense for the Chicago White Sox.
There you see Bauer for a couple fastballs, then he runs right to breaking balls. His breaking ball combination of cutter, curve, slider, I mean, nobody hits it. No one hits his slider, no one hits his cutter, no one hits his curveball. If he gets those over the plate and throws strikes and gets chased, he is impossible to hit.
Breaking ball that time fouled away to the right side. It hangs at 1-2. That was the slider we just saw there, and he throws that about 12% of the time. A lot of fastballs from Trevor Bauer. And he's a spin rate guy, AJ.
Oh, he loves. We'll get into his whole arsenal and his spin rate numbers and his team of analysts that he has. He's a different cat, Don. He's someone that doesn't beat to the normal drum. He's got his own drum he beats to, and it's fun to watch from the outside. And he's on Twitter. He's active on Twitter. He's active on social media. He loves it.
It's interesting how you see some guys internally motivated. He's one of those guys. As a swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt, and that was nasty. Tim Anderson chases it and strikes out. So a good start for Bauer gets Anderson to start the ball game.
This is the breaking ball. He got ahead with the fastball. Tim Anderson fouled a couple off, and then he just buried this slider in the dirt. Tim Anderson cannot lay off of it. Starts out as a strike. Sally, nice job blocking it, and an easy first out for Trevor Bauer.
One down here in the first inning. It was never a strike, and Anderson shakes his head as Yasmani Grandal stands in. The veteran backstop at 234. 6 homers, 22 runs batted in. And strike one at 92.
If I'm hitting off Trevor Bauer, Don, I'm not messing around. I'm going up there first pitch looking for a heater and letting it go. You don't want to get to his off-speed stuff. You don't want to get to the curveball. You don't want to get to the cutter. He throws that first pitch fastball. Here we go.
Now the Reds certainly have confidence every time Bauer toes the rubber. Leads the majors in ERA at 1.71, as we mentioned. Leads the National League in WHIP at 0.81. Reds have won 5 of Bauer's last 9 starts, and there's a swing and a miss by Grandal.
That's the one you want to hit. That's 93. Right down the middle, but his numbers this year, that's why he's my NL Cy Young pick. I know Darvish is kind of there, but Trevor Bauer, his numbers from start to finish have been the best.
This one lifted foul and a chance for Votto over by the stands, but a few rows deep in out of his reach. Well, we're talking a lot about the spin rate, and we were talking about it earlier. He leads the world in that category.
He also was kind of the first person I ever remember talking about spin rate, so it only makes sense that he leads in fastball, slider, second in cutter, third in curveball, and he analyzes it every game, after every game. I'm sure he probably goes in there in the dugout between innings and looks at things, so he is as analytical as it gets.
Swing, and did he get a piece? Grandal thinks he did, and thinking that he caught it was Casale, but ball hits the dirt. Apparently it'll hang in 1 and 2.
Sally's trying to fight. He's trying to fight the fight there, Don. He's trying to argue that he caught it. I thought it bounced.
Been there, done that, huh, AJ?
Yeah. You can only lie so much with replay today. This ball clearly is fouled off, and then it clearly bounces, but why not try it?
Bauer has had his fair share of decisions against the White Sox over the years. 8-5 with a 3.58 earned run average in 20 games, 18 starts against Chicago. And David Bell out there arguing that he caught it. As we saw, got the dirt.
Here's the problem, though. As soon as he goes back to the replay booth in his dugout, they're going to be like, yeah, David bounced. He just wasted 30 seconds of our lives.
That we can't get back.
That's right. Now they're going to go for an umpire meeting.
So they are going to get together here. The crew chief is Mark Carlson coming in from third base. Chad Whitson's at second. Mike Estabrook at first, and it's James Hoy behind the plate today, and he's the one that made the call. And it remains a foul ball, and a count of 1 and 2 to Grandal.
I saw zero anything from the umpire, so I'm going to take your word for it now.
So a ball and 2 strikes to Grandal. Grandal only hitting at 100 in his last 6 games, 2 for his last 20. He's not been one of the hotter White Sox lately. Tough swing right there, and he strikes out. That's back-to-back Ks for Bauer. 2 down in the first inning.
You see why Bauer's so tough. Once he gets ahead, he has so many weapons to attack you with 2 strikes. Curveball, and he shortens it up. That was a perfect backdoor slider. And Grandal, emergency hack, no chance.
2 down here in the first inning. I'll bring up Jose Abreu. Is this your MVP, AJ?
No doubt. There's absolutely no doubt. His numbers, what he's doing. You see the 51 RBIs for him, first in baseball. Just a ridiculous year. He's been great in the clutch. He has done everything for this White Sox team.
Breaking ball again in there for a strike for Bauer. Got the slider going for a strike, and he has struck out the first two White Sox he's faced on the day. Here's the rankings for Abreu.
That adds up for me for MVP. His team's in the playoffs, Don. He's young. He's led a young team, a young lineup. All these guys under 27 years old, and he's kind of the old man. And all he's done is hit this year and hit in big situations for him.
Of course, you have a White Sox World Series ring, and I'm curious when you really thought this team had a chance to get to the postseason and be special this year.
Well, they started off 10-11, first 21, the last 30 they're 23-7. So early I was like, okay, when's this light switch going to come on? And it came on.
Did he go? Yes, he did. Like Estabrook said, he offered. He goes around, and how about Bauer? He strikes out the side of the first. All down by way of the K. Anderson, Grandal, and then what could be the AL MVP. Jose Abreu goes around. Inning for Trevor Bide in order, and we head to the last half of the first inning as we check out the Cincinnati Reds starting nine. Aristides Aquino at the top of the order with Nick Castellanos in right field. Joey Votto is at first base. Eugenio Suarez at third base. Tyler Stevenson is the DH. Mike Moustakas at second base with Nick Senzel in center. Jose Garcia's at shortstop, and Kurt Casale, the catcher, rounding out the starting nine. And the return after some back spasms for Dallas Keuchel out there for his 10th start.
Veteran move by Dallas Keuchel, knowing they're going to be in the postseason, having back spasms, coming back just in time for the postseason. This guy has been amazing for the White Sox and the true ground ball pitcher.
He's a 6-2 record into this start, a 2.19 ERA. Aquino leading it off here for the Reds. Some tough numbers, but you'll see some tough numbers. But the Reds offensively, they're just not scoring runs, and some of the averages in this order really jump out at you.
Well, they just don't. You said it. They don't score runs, and if they don't hit a home run, they really don't score any runs on there. Their batting average, .213 as a team, last in Major League Baseball. It's home run or bust for them.
Pitching has been so good. You look at the lowest team batting average. Only the White Sox 1910 at 210. That's incredible.
Well, who are the Super Bows?
That is strike three. Picks up the outside corner, and Keuchel may have gotten a call there. There's out number one of this bottom of the first inning.
Backdoor breaking ball from Keuchel just puts it in a perfect spot. Aquino can do nothing but walk back to the dugout. Nice frame by Grandal. So far, no one has been able to put the ball in play.
So one out. Nick Castellanos coming up here for the Reds. 13 home runs on the year. You were talking about their home runs, and of course, Great American Ballpark is a home run haven. Castellanos will carve this one foul outside of third. Let's check out the White Sox defensively. Eloy Jimenez in left. Luis Robert in center. Nomar Mazara around in right. Third to first, Yohan Moncada with Tim Anderson at short. Nick Madrigal at second base. Jose Abreu at first, and Yasmani Grandal does the catching for Dallas Keuchel. One down in the first inning, and Castellanos down on the count, 0-1.
Don, you mentioned the home runs in Great American Ballpark. It is a bandbox. The ball flies out of there, especially when it's warm. I mean, anywhere, right, left, center, the ball just goes. But Keuchel's the ultimate weapon against him. He's only allowed 2 this year in 53 1/3 innings, and he doesn't give up home runs. He barely gives up fly balls. He has a lot of ground balls.
Speaking of ground balls, shift was on, and this will ground its way through the right side into right center field. And Castellanos aboard first base runner of this game to reach. It's a one-out base hit.
Big shift. Castellanos takes what the defense gives him. A ball out over the plate, probably off the plate as a ball, and just kind of sticks the bat out there. Sometimes you got to, especially against a guy like Keuchel, take the single, take what he's giving you, and go the other way.
There's Joey Votto. Had a 3-hit game last night. It was his first of this shorter season. And a 230 average for Votto. Bats third in this Reds order and takes a strike, a high strike at that. And if anybody knows the strike zone, it's Joey Votto, and he disagrees with James Hoy on that one.
Joey Votto to me looks like he doesn't want to swing half the time when he goes up there. He looks like he just wants to take pitches and try to walk, and he's been great at that his entire career. But I think people are starting to figure that out a little bit, and they're attacking him a little more, and he's off to a terrible start.
He's homered in 3 of his last 5 games. Starting to put it together a little bit. Average by season, and there you go, 230 this year.
I believe that would be called a precipitous drop-off.
I believe so. I'm not sure what that means, but yeah.
I think it means it's not good.
I think you used it correctly in a sentence, so I'll say that.
Sometimes you just hear big words and you want to use them.
It's awesome.
But to me, Joey, I remember playing against Joey Votto, and you were like, okay, if I don't throw him a strike, he's not going to swing, and you pitched him so carefully. And now I think pitchers are attacking him differently. I remember when I went over to Texas, Mike Maddox was our pitching coach, and we faced Votto, and he said, you have to throw first, but you have to make him become aggressive. So you have to attack him early in the count, get ahead, and force him to swing at a pitch he doesn't want to swing at.
That is ball 4. And a walk allowed here by Keuchel. All of a sudden, the Reds have runners at first and second with 1 down.
And you see this at bat right here by Votto. First pitch was a questionable call, and then threw some other ones that were pretty good. And I thought could have been called strikes. James Hoy behind the plate agreed with Joey Votto and let him walk. But Keuchel and Grandal are thinking, man, we threw him 3 or 4 strikes, and he's on first base with a walk.
So all of a sudden, you get 2 on here with 1 away, and here's Eugenio Suarez. That's out of the cleanup spot, third baseman for the Reds. He's got 13 home runs on the year. A bounce in and blocked by Grandal. Last start for Keuchel was on September the 6th. They beat the Royals 8-2. Allowed a total of 2 hits and 5 scoreless innings before leaving the game with a back injury. And he returns for this game, activated prior to the ball game tonight.
White Sox could not be happier to get him back, especially already having clinched a postseason berth. They're hoping now to get him back to full strength, 100+ pitches, and have him ready for game 2 of whatever series they're in and whoever they play.
It's amazing that he has never pitched at Great American Ballpark in his career. Just worked out that way, and has only started twice against the Reds in his career. Without a record of 3.2 on ERA, and here's his rankings this year, very good.
He's been everything the White Sox could have hoped for when they signed him to a 3-year contract this offseason, and he was the perfect addition, a veteran guy with Giolito and Lopez and Cease, some of the young starters for the White Sox. You bring in the veteran, try to calm everything down, show him the way. And he's a different guy than those other guys. Giolito, high fastballs. Cease, high fastballs and curveballs. Lopez, a little more high octane. Keuchel's like, comparison would be Mark Burley for the White Sox. Just kind of a soft tossing lefty that gets out and get guys ground balls.
This one carved foul to the screen. We were talking about the back spasms that he had in that 8-2 win, and look at him here back in his last start on September the 6th. 5 scoreless, but kind of grabbing at the back as he walked off. That would be it. And the White Sox and their fans have not seen him since. But he is back tonight for game 2 of this series against the Reds. That is strike 3. Second strikeout for Keuchel. 2 down here in the first inning.
Well, Keuchel gets another call here from James Hoy behind the plate. Usually if the catcher reaches all the way across and catches it that poorly, it's usually called the ball, but James Hoy is feeling generous tonight and gave Keuchel strike 3.
So 2 down, first and second, brings up Tyler Stevenson. 417, 2 homers, 6 runs batted in for Stevenson. As the Reds DH.
Stevenson, a catcher by trade. A big old boy, Don. 6'4", 230 plus. He's off to a nice start this year. Limited at bats, a couple homers, hitting .417. Nice start.
His third start, his first as the DH. And the first 2 starts behind the dish. Called from the taxi squad.
Does that mean he was taxied to the alternate site?
He was. He's only 24 years old, and as you saw, from Atlanta, Georgia. That'll bounce in, and it's 2-1.
If we've seen anything from Keuchel in this first inning, his control is not pinpoint. Usually he's pinpoint control with his sinker away, his cutter in. He's kind of been all over the place. He's gotten away with them. He's gotten some calls from the home plate umpire, but he has not been as locked in as he was earlier.
A little bit of rust, perhaps?
Possibly. A little bit of adrenaline rush, a little bit of rust. He's a field guy, so I expect him to get better.
Ooh, got another call there, it appears. Guess that's going to be a strike.
Yeah. Looks like it so far. James Hoy has missed a couple, I think, that are close, and then he's also called a couple. So Keuchel getting away with some and getting some taken away.
So 2 strikeouts in this inning. Runners at first and second for the Reds, and a 2-2 to Stevenson. His carved foul off to the right out of play.
As you watch this game unfold, watch the way Keuchel pitches. A lot of fastballs away, sinker. That's to be the sinker away. That'll be 88, 89. And then he'll throw a changeup off that. That's 82, 83. That guys will swing and miss at, and then he'll try to get a lot of guys out in with the cutter, which is the pitch Stevenson just fouled off. He'll go in, out, back and forth, change speeds. Not overpowering.
That is in there for strike 3. Keuchel ends up striking out the side. The Reds lead 2 or scoreless after 1. Second inning back at Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. We're scoreless. Eloy Jimenez is going to lead it off. Eugenio Suarez joins us. Eugenio, congratulations first and foremost. New baby, that's outstanding. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you for letting me do this for my first time in my career.
Well, we're glad you're doing this. It's my first time too. I haven't talked to anybody who's actually playing a game before. This is new for me. So
right, this is new. Yeah.
Thanks for doing this.
First time. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
We got Jimenez up there in front of you right now. And
how about?
I want to ask you a little bit about what this Reds team is thinking right now. You guys are just trying to get to the postseason right now. You're in the playoffs right now, it appears. These are playoff games.
Yeah, this is, last few games for us, we play like a playoff game. That's our mental right now to play like a playoff game because the beginning of the season was tough for us, but now we got an outcome for us. And we play better now. We put everything together, and now we look better,
Hey, don't let Don distract you now when you're trying to get these big right-handed hitters for the White Sox up there. I mean, I know Bauer's punching everybody out, but don't let him distract you talking mid-pitch, okay?
Yeah, I will. No. Hey, these guys is nasty, man. But they got White Sox got a lot of power guy. I got to be careful here in third base.
Do you ever get bored with Bauer pitching? Do you ever get bored watching him strike everybody out?
Yeah, that's great, man. That's good for us. It's fun to watch Trevor Bauer strike out everybody. That's good. You see, he make a really good pitch. Even with this guy, White Sox lineup got a lot of power. So for me, I got to be careful here in third base, hot corner.
You got Encarnacion batting right now, a guy who can get it down there to you in a hurry. And
yeah, he got one out.
It's an 0-2.
Here we go. We got a flying hard.
Popped up right side. Moustakas has got it.
How about Trevor?
Still got the hospital band on, yes? On your arm?
I still have it.
Still got it.
Have it, man. I think, I still have it. I feel like this is my good luck. Even my strikeout in my first at bat, but it's okay, man. I enjoy this, and this is gonna be here for a long time now.
Did you argue with the umpire after you struck out? Because I would have.
It was a good pitch for Keuchel. He made a really good pitch right there.
Yeah, you're lying.
I
you know,
expect that pitch.
You know it was a ball. You're lying right now. You're on TV. Don't lie on TV.
I don't like. I thought it was high pitch, but you know, it wasn't a good sinker. I got a high pitch that one. So, James called strike. So.
That's an understatement right there.
I like James. He's one of my favorite umpires.
So can you take?
That's why I don't want to tell nothing to him.
See, I like that. I like that. Can you take your hat off real quick? I want to know why you have the blonde hair.
What we got here? Yeah, this is my blonde hair.
Oh yeah.
That back.
It's outstanding.
You know, everybody like it, man.
I like
do it for his fans and the family do it. You know, in the beginning of the season I didn't have it, so the fans start asking for my blonde hair, so I got to do it. That's why I did it, man.
It's outstanding.
Oh, we got a rocket right there. I got to go third now.
Down the line at first base, and that ball ended up into the corner. As Moncada is headed to third, throw goes there. And into third base is Moncada.
Tell Moncada hi for me. And Nick Capra too.
Juan Moncada. Yeah. Very strong. Down over the corner with that, and he's at third base now with 2 down.
Yeah. What about this guy here right now?
Luis Robert.
I got his what? I got his.
It's all you, Eugenio. Oh, yeah. Nicely done. Hey, thanks for joining us, man. We appreciate it.
That was so awesome. Thank you.
Fifth Rocket Can. Back in Cincinnati without a score as we head to the bottom of the second inning. It'll be Moustakas, Senzel, and Garcia featured here for Cincinnati. Dallas Keuchel back out there. He struck out the side in the first. And out of a first and second jam with 1 out by striking out Suarez and Stevenson. In fact, both starters striking out the side in the first. 1 ball put in play in the entire first inning. Got a marquee pitching matchup going on tonight in Cincinnati. Keuchel and Bauer head to head in this one.
One former Cy Young winner in Keuchel, and one Cy Young winner this year, I believe, in Trevor Bauer.
Strike at the knees.
We heard Suarez say, "Oh, James Hoy is my favorite," and he called a tough pitch on him. But
yeah,
if Keuchel's getting this strike zone, he's tough enough already. You don't need him to get a bigger zone, especially down. If he gets down pitch, he'll just keep going farther and farther.
There is strike 3 over the inside corner. That is 4 called strikeouts for Keuchel.
Well, they're doing it different ways, Don. Bauer's just power stuff, breaking balls, bad swings. First inning gets 3 strikeouts all on swings. And then Keuchel, he gets the 3 strikeouts looking. Backdoor cutter, high sinker, and then a front door sinker that freezes Stevenson. And then we just saw him punch out Moustakas with looking with the curveball. So 7 strikeouts so far, and all of them in different ways for 2 different pitchers.
Here's Senzel, and he's swinging away and lining this one into the gap in right center. Over the plate is Luis Robert. Senzel heads for second, and he'll get there without a problem. It's a 1-out double for Nick Senzel.
Nice job by Senzel getting a pitch up. You've got to look for a pitch up from Keuchel. He gets a high sinker, belts it into the right center gap, and he can fly. So an easy double for Nick Senzel with 1 out.
So the Reds have a runner in scoring position with 1 away, and it brings up Jose Garcia. .213, no homers, 2 runs batted in for Garcia. played shortstop for 17 of the last 24 games for the Reds since his promotion. Came up at the end of August.
And the Reds' hot streak has kind of coincided with him coming up. He's been up for 24 games, and the Reds are 15-9 since he got here. So maybe he's their good luck charm.
This one is in the air to shallow center. The second baseman ducking back. Madrigal to make the catch. And there are 2 outs in the second inning. Want to clap or cheer for your favorite team even when you're not at the ballpark? Now you can with MLB's Cheer at the Ballpark. Visit MLB.com/cheer for a full list of cheerable games and let your team hear your excitement from home. So many great cutouts across Major League Baseball. We've seen the different venues. I saw yours in Chicago. That was pretty nice.
I got a couple. I had the blonde hair like Suarez,
yes.
The one in Chicago. I have one in Minnesota from my old days 25 years ago when I played for them.
Yeah, I noticed the blonde, and you're in a real good seat. I think you're in 3 rows back, maybe behind home plate in Chicago.
Yes, me and my 2 children are there. My daughter and my son are on my side, so I paid for the upgraded first class seat.
Nice. There's Casale with 2 down and a runner at second base. Keuchel worked his way around 2 on with 1 out in the first inning, and trying to work his way around a 1-out double for Nick Senzel.
And this is where the Reds have to get better. We saw in the first inning, first and second, 1 out. Couldn't get a hit to give them the lead. Now they have another guy in scoring position. They've struggled all year without the home run, driving in runs.
The season at .225 with runners in scoring position, and so far today 0 for 3 in that category.
Well, as bad as .225 is, it's actually an upgrade from their .213 batting average as a team. So they actually do better. Still not very good, but it's better than what they hit normally.
A little bit. Keuchel looking out in the direction of Senzel, and it's 2-1 is swung on and missed, and it's 2-2.
Well, just keep an eye on, talked about it in the first inning. Watch the way Keuchel moves the ball around. In, out, up, down. Fast, slow, cut, sink. He is the definition of a crafty lefty.
Sally will ground this one softly down the third baseline. It'll go foul. Okada to make sure. Keuchel went after it as well. Sally's going to come on back as it trickles foul about 2/3 of the way down the line.
As a catcher, you're screaming, let it go, let it go. You know you're probably not going to throw the guy out, and just hoping it hits that little seam of grass and goes foul. And as soon as it does, you pick it up, toss it to your pitcher, and reset. And then if you're Casale, you're thinking, I just ran 90 hard feet. I got to catch my breath.
Deuces are wild on the scoreboard and left. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down here in the bottom of the second inning.
That's the pitch he rung up Stevenson with. Keuchel did in the first inning. Tried a front hip, front door sinker where it starts at the hitter and runs back. Unfortunately for him, he yanked that one just a little bit down, and it was a ball. And now I expect him to throw a changeup away here, or a cutter in on his hands would be the options.
Payoff pitch, and that is going to miss upstairs. There's a second walk allowed by Keuchel to number 9 man Kurt Casale.
That was the cutter in. He tried to. That was the cutter in. He tried starting the one at him, tried to run it back. After starting the one at him, tried to run it back. When it started in the same spot and cut in on the same spot and cut. And unfortunately for Dallas, he missed high for a second walk.
So 2 down and 2 on, and the top of the order. Aquino to bat for the second time against Dallas Keuchel. He struck out looking in the first inning. Keuchel with 4 strikeouts so far through an inning and 2/3. Aristides Aquino coming in, hitting at 179 and leading off for this Reds team.
Remember how hot he was last year, Don?
Yes.
Nobody could get him out. And then this year he couldn't even make the club.
You're talking about the Reds hitting home runs. They've hit 13 home runs in the last 6 games. You know what? They won all those games. All victories. This one is hit sharply on a line to left field, a base hit. Senzel is going to be stopped at third base. You talked about his speed earlier, but not deep enough. And Jimenez gets it back in quickly, and the Reds have him loaded with 2 down.
Well, the problem you have is Aquino hit this ball too hard. An absolute missile. Cutter that doesn't get in, stays out over the middle. Aquino gets the barrel to it. And even with 2 outs and Senzel's speed, 2 hops right to the left field. You have to stop him because Senzel hadn't even touched third. And Jimenez already has the ball coming out of his hands, and he would have been dead. Meeting home plate.
So the bases are filled with Reds here in the 2nd inning, and Nick Castellanos coming up here for Cincinnati. Single to center field is first time up. 3 hits for the Reds so far off Keuchel. Senzel at third base, Sally at second base, and Aquino at first base.
Obviously a huge situation. Castellanos has struggled all year with runners in scoring position. The Reds, we've discussed their struggle of scoring runs without the home run. They've got to figure out, with Bauer on the mound, they've got to figure out a way to get the lead.
Keuchel falling behind 2-0. Grandal's going to head out and talk to him.
And this is just a, that's all right. Let's take a deep breath here. If you throw a good sinker, we can get Castellanos. Although he poked the ball to right field his first at bat, just go out, give him a breather. His first start back, we talked about it. How he had the back spasms. It's kind of a little bit all over the place this inning. So Grandal's just saying, hey, let's get our breath. Let's make one pitch, get out of this inning. We'll go out and try and hit Trevor Bauer.
Bases loaded for the Reds, 2 down here in the inning, and Castellanos ahead 2-0. Lifts this one in the air to center field. Playable for Luis Robert, who comes in. Now he goes back. Bit of an adventure, but he hauls it in. As the Reds leave him loaded, we're scoreless through 2 playoffs right now. This is your playoffs trying to get there.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, obviously the playoffs would start next week, but you know, for us, we've been able to put ourselves in a position to play really meaningful games. So absolutely, this is our playoffs. Every game from here on out, we're counting on being important, and really proud of our team and our players to you know, continue to compete and allow us to be in this position. Very grateful for it.
David, how fun is it to get to watch Trevor Bauer every 5th day out there on the mound with the stuff he's throwing?
It's a lot of fun. You know, having had a chance to get to know him over the last year and a half, no one deserves the success like this guy. He works so hard at it. He loves to compete. He's driven and motivated by the right things. He obviously wants to be great himself, but you know, is really motivated by an opportunity to win a championship. So it's a great combination.
What do you like what you see from him so far today?
You know, he's just continuing to attack. You know, he's using his fastball. He's obviously has great stuff, but you know, he's getting ahead and you know, using his breaking stuff as well. So he's right on track. This is what we've seen now pretty much the entire season.
David, thanks so much.
Okay, thank you guys.
Our thanks to David Bell for joining us. As the first out of this 3rd inning is a fly ball to center field. Nomar Mazara flying out to Nick Senzel in center field, and so far Bauer has only given up the 1 hit, the triple to Moncada in the 2nd inning. 1 away here in the 3rd, and it brings up Nick Madrigal.
Well, I love what David Bell said, getting to know him the last year and a half, because there's been Trevor Bauer's kind of a polarizing figure, Don, and he's active on the social media, get into Twitter battles with people. But David Bell's, everything that we've heard from Cincinnati is this guy. No one works harder. No one cares more. No one works harder at specifics of their game. And it's nice to hear the manager have someone's back like that.
I would imagine that it is somewhat of a challenge to be the manager of Trevor Bauer.
No, why? I mean, he doesn't do anything except just pitch and not worry about anything happening off the fild or what someone says about him or what's going on. I mean, he
throw the
hasn't
ball
gotten
out
any.
of the park, you know,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
some stuff. So
Drone cuts.
There's stuff. He comes with stuff, you know. But he's got this stuff, and that, you know, that's the other thing. His one is line to center. Yeah, that's a base hit. Good contact from Madrigal. One out, single, second hit here for the White Sox so far. And what do we got going on here on the cleats?
I think those are trash cans, Don.
They are. What do you think they're referring to exactly?
I'm pretty sure that has something to do with the Houston Astros.
Okay.
No.
So nothing to do with Oscar the Grouch, right? This is something else.
No, I think that remember the whole free Joe Kelly thing that went on for a little while?
I do.
Wasn't allowed to wear. And now he has trash cans on his shoes. Yeah, that's the stuff we're talking about.
That comes with the package of Trevor Bauer. 1 out, 1 on, and Tim Anderson standing in. He struck out in the first.
I mean, we all remember the drone. Remember he cut his finger on the drone. It was bleeding down his leg, and then got into it with some guy, Alex Bregman of the Astros on Twitter, and Carlos Correa.
This one is in the dirt, and taken off for second base is Madrigal. He'd get there without a problem.
Tough pitch for Casale here. This is a 0-0 breaking ball that Bauer just yanks into the dirt. Casale gets in front of it, but a good read by Madrigal to get easily to second on the wild pitch.
So 1 out, Madrigal at second base, and Anderson waiting on a 1-0. Swing and a miss. Anderson struck out in the first. Bauer struck out the side in the first in order. Anderson, Grandal, and Abreu. He's not had a strikeout since. Flip foul off to the right, out of play.
So Don, I think I figured out why the trash cans are there on his shoes. Because of the internet, which is amazing. He has trash cans, but they also say Dark Arts and Codebreaker on the back, which are I believe the names of what the Astros used to steal the signs. Dark Arts and Codebreaker. Codebreaker was referred to as the Dark Arts among the Astros employees.
Little number back to the mound, and Bauer will go to first base to get the out. Madrigal moves on to third base. Runner at third now with 2 down, and there's been some stuff that's happened to Bauer throughout his career. The drone situation, this happened. Terry Francona didn't like it at all. Then he faked it back in July earlier this season. There are tweets you got to deal with when you deal with Trevor Bauer. Not afraid to call people out, say some things. Getting arguments.
I think my favorite ones that I've seen are the throwing the ball over center field, because who hasn't wanted to do that, right? You get something wrong, you just want to chuck the ball as far as you can. And then I like the one he had the other day when he pitched against the Cubs, and he called him out for chirping after he dealt against him. He backs it up. I'll give him that. He's not afraid to say it. If someone gets him, he can take it.
What did you say? Polarizing? Is that the word you used earlier?
Yeah, I know nothing about that. So
I was going to say, I mean, there's a lot of you in Trevor Bauer, no?
I kind of admire him a little bit because
I thought you would like him.
He says what he means and he backs it up.
Gets a piece of Casale on the foul tip, and it's 2-1.
Now look, everyone would like to have a guy as good as Trevor Bauer just be quiet and do his job, but that's not his personality. It never has been. It's never going to be. He does things his own way. We talked to him on Zoom yesterday. He has his own analysts that do his scouting reports for him. He hired I think he said three guys that do his scouting reports for him.
This one has popped up a frustrated Grandal. Suarez at third base will make the catch. It ends the inning. White Sox leave a runner at third. We're scoreless. Inning in between innings, we had the chance to catch up with Rick Renteria. Hey, Rick's got to be very rewarding to know you're going back to the postseason again.
Well, for us, obviously, the first time for quite a few of us, and the second time in the last few years for the White Sox. Absolutely.
Rick, how happy are you with what Dallas Keuchel? What have you seen from him, and how excited are you to have him back off the IL?
Glad to have him back. He's talking about how his command right now has either been right on, spot on, or a little bit off, and but I'm glad he's back out there. You know, showing us what he's obviously capable of doing, getting out of some jams there early, but we're glad to have him back.
Thanks so much, Rick.
You're welcome.
AJ, you got to feel good for Rick Renteria going to the postseason for the first time as a manager, and with this White Sox team that he's worked so hard to put in this position.
Well, you always remember your first time, and as a manager, remember, Don, he was with the Cubs when they went through rebuilding, and then they brought in Joe Madden and let him go, and they went on to the playoffs and won the World Series. And now the White Sox have rebuilt, and they've stuck with them, and the similarities between the two organizations. The Cubs brought in John Lester, and the White Sox brought in Dallas Keuchel as kind of the John Lester with all the young position players. So the similarities are there, except the difference is Ricky Renteria is going to get a chance to stick around this time.
Certainly a tough situation for him across town on the north side. It did not end well, and having a chance to do it now on the south side would be very special, I'm sure, for him.
Well, we all know what a great baseball city Chicago is, whether you're on the north side or the south side, the passion they have, and to have two teams going to the postseason.
This one is into center field, and Luis Robert will cut it off as Joey Votto's aboard with a single to begin the third inning. Well, baseball's postseason is coming, and FS1 will be your home for the National League Divisional Series. It all gets underway on October 6th, the NLDS on FS1 and the Fox Sports app. It's almost here, right around the corner, as we're down to the last week or so, week plus of the regular season, the shortened 60-game season, and it's almost October.
I can't believe it's here already. It feels like we just, I mean, I know it's a short season, but it really feels like we just started.
Eugenio Suarez batting for the second time, struck out looking in the first inning.
I can't help but root for this guy after the interview he did during the inning, play-by-play.
He's better than me. He was playing the game.
Well, you didn't hear. I had a button where I could only talk to him, and I asked if he would quit playing third and fly out to LA and take your spot, but he said he couldn't make it.
He was tied up doing something else. Those single season home runs in Reds history is in the conversation, and ahead here 2-0.
See, that's where Keuchel gets you. Suarez is like thinking, I'm ahead 2-0. I'm going to get a pitch, and I'm going to try and get my home run total up. And what does he do? He throws a dead fish changeup up there at 78, and you roll it over off your knee. Now you're 2-1, and you're second guessing yourself, and now Keuchel's like, okay, I got him. I can get him with a changeup. I can get him with a cutter in. There's a lot of options now.
Ball in the dirt, and Votto remains at first base. A leadoff single to start the bottom of the third inning. It's 3-1 to Suarez. Center fielder Luis Robert over towards left center. Somewhat of a gap out there in right center field. Suarez to pull, and he'll take ball 4 on a pitch up top. Third walk given up by Keuchel. And the first 2 Reds have reached in the inning, and here is the postseason matchups. If the season were to end today, this is the way it looks. Cincinnati Reds to be matched up against the LA Dodgers in a wild card series. And on the other side, the White Sox and Indians would meet. Those two meet a lot anyway. And they would meet in the wild card.
Everyone in the National League is trying to avoid LA, right? So the Reds would be happy to get LA, and you can run Bauer, Sonny Gray, and Castillo out there for a 3-game series.
That's the thing.
Whew.
Wow. I mean, anything can happen, right?
The most intriguing one for me is, did you see the 4-5 in the American League, who it was?
I did not.
Twins, Yankees, and the Twins have not had any success against the Yankees in the postseason for about since 2003, I believe.
What are your thoughts on the wild card round? Do you like it?
I love it. The more play, I mean, I don't want it to become like the NBA and the NHL where I feel like every team gets in, but for this year, I like it, and I like the 3 games better than just the 1.
There it is. You're right. Yeah, Twins and Yankees would be there in the middle. The Astros and the A's. A's amaze me year in and year out how good they are. And back there again.
Well, think about Sox, Indians. And the Indians can run Bieber, Carrasco, Plesac against Giolito, Keuchel, and probably Cease.
Right.
I mean, that is 3 games must-see baseball, because Bieber pretty much has the AL Cy Young locked up. So he'd get game 1, and then you get Carrasco, who's really good, and you get Plesac, who's really good, and they have a good bullpen with Hand and Karinchak at the back end. That would be a tough matchup, and they're right-handed, which is better against the White Sox.
This little bounce in, it's a weird dynamic, different certainly for baseball, but you're talking about a 3-game series for the first round, and then the second round you go back to the DSs and the 5-game series. But the difference there is no off days in between, so you need a little longer of a rotation. And I think teams may have planned a little differently at the trade deadline had they known that that scenario may be part of it.
Well, that, and it takes away all the bullpen games.
That is strike 3. Grabs the inside corner as Stevenson strikes out. And Keuchel needed that as he picks up his 5th K. Second time Stevenson's down by way of the K.
On the exact same pitch twice. The front hip 2-seamer from Keuchel. He starts it off the plate and runs it back. Stevenson has taken that pitch twice. He doesn't want to think it's a strike, but if he goes back and looks, he'll see that it was twice.
So 5 strikeouts for Keuchel. His season high is 8. And so far, all of them have been called third strikes. But umpire James Hoy, 1 out in the 3rd, and here's Mike Moustakas. Struck out looking in the 2nd inning, 0 for 1. He's after the breaking ball and sends this one down the right field line towards the pole, and that ball is going to be foul.
Into the sea of Red fans up there, Don.
It's a lot of them.
Just gets out front of a curveball from Keuchel. Pulls it foul. We've talked about how the Reds, 60% of their offense comes from home runs, and they're vying for one right there.
Moustakas also struck out his first time up, and he'll take that down and in.
We were talking about the playoffs with the new format. You get into these 5-game series, Don, in the DS. There's no off days. Before you had 2 off day, 2 off day, and then the final game. You could kind of milk relievers. You could kind of move guys around to get guys in situations where they were never tired. But with 5 games in a row, it's a true test of who really is the better team in a 3 out of 5. Because you might get to see all 5 starting pitchers from a team. And not a lot of teams have outstanding 4th and 5th starters.
Yeah, really, the only chance you have is bringing back that first starter in the deciding game, as this one is in the air to left center field. Robert back. It'll take him to the dirt of the track, but he's there to make the catch. Tagging up and heading for third, and getting there safely is Votto. Suarez also tagged up, and he moves to second on the long fly out to center field. It's now second and third for the Reds here in the third inning. Moustakas gave that one a ride, but it stays in the yard.
Good base running here by Votto, and more importantly from Suarez, to try to get two guys in scoring position. Hasn't done anything for the Reds tonight as they continue to struggle without having a hit so far, but they do sneak one in here. They have a chance to score 2 runs instead of just the 1.
Second and third, 2 down. Nick Senzel. He doubled in the second inning and gets a second look at Dallas Keuchel. We asked Rick Renteria before the ball game in a conversation what the restrictions were on Dallas Keuchel. He said there were some, but he didn't want to talk about it. so we don't know what those restrictions are. We don't know how long he's going to go. We don't know how many pitches he's got in mind. This is his first game back after the back spasms. We don't know, but this is what he's done so far, 63 pitches to this point.
Well, I then tried to text the second best PR guy in baseball, Bob Beckdahl.
Okay.
And he also told me he wouldn't tell me. He told me to stay out of White Sox business.
Wow. Okay. So there you go. And you're a true insider.
Yeah.
This one is in the air to right field and deep. Mazzara is back with room to make the catch shy of the track to end the inning. The Reds strand a pair in scoring position. No score. And we're back in Cincinnati and scoreless as we head to the top half of the 4th inning. White Sox coming to bat. It'll be Abreu, Jimenez, and Encarnacion to face Bauer. The Reds offensively a little frustrated as they have stranded 2 in each of the first 3 innings, so a total of 6 base runners and 2 in scoring position in the 3rd inning as that pitch is up and in. Grabs the attention of Jose Abreu. Reds just cannot get a timely hit and get some runs for Trevor Bauer.
Kind of the story of Bauer's years. Run support is one of the worst in baseball, 7th worst in all the National League. So as good as he's been, that's why he's only 4-3, and that's why wins, the traditional stat by a lot of the sabermetrics people, analytics guys, are downplayed because you can't control how many runs the team scores.
Well, his ERA is 1.71, and that's the best. It's more of a telling statistic to me when you're talking about Bauer. You touched on it before too. I want to ask you about his analytics team, the guys that he has that he hires privately to get him ready for these starts.
Well, he has his own. He said he's starting an analytics company this offseason coming up, so he already brought in guys to start and compile the data. And I've never heard of anyone having their own team of guys. It's working for him, but sometimes people say analysis, paralysis by analysis, too much data in your head, but Bauer thrives on that kind of stuff.
This one is on the ground up the middle and ranging, trying to flip it to the backhand is Moustakas. Nothing doing there, and Abreu will reach. And the infield hit well placed right up the middle. Leadoff single for Abreu, and that's the 3rd White Sox hit of the night.
Breaks his bat. You see Abreu shaking his hand. Nice try by Moustakas. He tried to flip it, but nobody home. It's not how hard you hit it, it's where you hit it.
So Abreu at first, and that brings up Jimenez. Fly to center field in the second. He's 0 for 1, getting his second look at Trevor Bauer. This one is lifted in the air out towards right center field. Center fielder Senzel makes the catch for out number 1 of the 4th inning. Well, here are the front runners in the National League for Cy Young Award. You've already casted your vote for Trevor Bauer, but here are the rest, and some very good seasons turned in this shortened 60-game season in Major League Baseball in the National League.
Well, DeGrom's won it the last 2 years. I think voters are just going to be tired of giving him to. He's having a great year, but he just left the start with hamstring tightness, I believe, and then Yu Darvish has been really good for the Cubs. They'd be in trouble without him pitching this year, but I just think the peripheral stuff and the pure stats all that up to Trevor Bauer winning this year. Look, you can make an argument for all 4 of those guys, right?
Sure.
But to me, Trevor Bauer has been, as it says on the award, the best pitcher in the National League this year.
One on, one out, and Encarnacion waits on an 0-1. And I mentioned this is the second time through. Really doesn't make much of a difference for Bauer. First time through against Bauer, averaging 135, the opposition. Second time through, jumps up to 149, but big deal. It's only 200 average against him third time around. So seeing more Bauer pitches don't necessarily help things out.
There's been nothing that has helped anybody against Trevor Bauer this year, except maybe if you can get his fastball. That's really it. Other than that, you really don't have a lot of opportunities to do anything.
Missing down and away with that fastball that time, and did a little work on the landing spot. ERA by inning this year. First through the third, a 2.00, 1.37 in the middle, and a 1.93 at the end, 7th on. 3-1 to Encarnacion. And he'll pop this one up, frustrated. Shallow left, out goes Garcia, in comes Aquino. It'll be Aquino for out number 2. It was a frustrated Encarnacion. The instant reaction, he knew he missed it.
We talked about Bauer's spin rate and how fastball leads all of Major League Baseball. Well, this is the frustrating part for a hitter. Most fastballs go a little bit down because of gravity. His ball, because it spins so much, actually stays straighter and looks like it rises. That's why you see so many guys, especially tonight in the White Sox. We saw Jimenez and Encarnacion this inning just miss fastballs up in the zone that they thought they should have done damage in. Instead, they just miss them for fly balls and pop-ups.
When you think about guys throwing straight fastballs, you don't think they're going to be successful, but Bauer is because of spin rate. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, and because of the vertical movement, which means it doesn't drop as much as most fastballs. It stays straighter, which gives the hitter the impression that it's actually going up.
The illusion of rising.
And then he also has 3 nasty breaking balls that he can throw at any time in the count. So even though his velocity is down a little bit this year, he's been more effective because the spin rates have climbed. And I asked him yesterday on a Zoom, well, why is that? He just said because he's healthier and everything with his mechanics is right.
Just missed there by a little bit at 94, down and in. Here's the pitch speed range. He's anywhere from 95 to 79. And ready with the 2-1 pitch to Yohan Moncada.
He's been a little bit off this inning. We see him falling behind some guys. He fell behind Jimenez. He fell behind Encarnacion, and now he's behind Moncada.
Didn't get a call there, a little bit low, and that's the first walk allowed by Bauer, and all of a sudden White Sox have 2 on with 2 down here in the 4th inning. I want to remind you to download the MLB app to get in-game video highlights, live pitch-by-pitch, breaking news, player updates, stat leaderboards, and much more. So the infield hit for Abreu to start the inning. Jimenez flies out to center. Encarnacion flies out to left. Moncada walks. First free pass served up by Bauer. You got 2 on, 2 down. And Luis Robert coming up. Grounded out to third base, first time up.
And Robert's been struggling the whole month of September. 6 for 54, Don. Worst batting average in all of Major League Baseball. So White Sox need him to get going before they get to the postseason, and no time like the present for him to try to get hot.
Take the breaking ball for strike one.
And that's what pitchers have started to do to Robert, is throw him a lot of breaking balls early in the count, because he swings more than anybody at the first pitch in Major League Baseball, but he also swings and misses more than anybody. So he just gets a steady diet of breaking balls and curveballs.
Now when he pops up in foul ground, and Votto will not make the catch. Went into a slide. Look at the divot he created and can't catch it as it glances off the glove.
I think the divot distracted Joey Votto. Good pitch by Bauer. Votto runs over there. When he slides, he kind of sticks. Made his head bounce, and he misses the pop-up. Got to replace your divots with the U.S. Open going on, Don. Get Joey Votto's caddy out there.
Well, Robert gets another chance here. He's a guy who leads Major League rookies in home runs with 11, RBIs with 30. He'll be the White Sox 12th Rookie of the Year if he does indeed win it. And Abreu was the last one. It's in the dirt, long way away, and no advance for the base runners. They remain at first and second. Abreu thought about it. Nice stop by Casale.
Casale's getting a workout with Bauer out there throwing some of these curveballs and sliders. He's made some nice stops. He had one get past him that was about the same one, but that is some nice movement. And if Bauer's out there, you know, look, with 2 strikes, I better be ready for anything.
1-2. Did he go? They'll check. He did not, says Mike Estabrook.
He held up, I believe. That's always the most arbitrary call, right? For any umpire, did he go? There's really no decided rule for that, as Joey Votto is still frustrated by his divot.
Definitely goes that time and strikes out of the slider. White Sox will strand 2 or scoreless at 3.5. Pinning back in Cincinnati, and this was almost a disaster for the Reds. Votto trying to make the grab and foul ground. His knee sticks in the grass, and he was frustrated afterwards, and even more frustrated in the dugout after the inning. It caused Bauer to throw more pitches. Not a problem. Bauer gets out of it unscathed, and still scoreless, but Votto's still upset.
Well, Votto is upset, but Trevor Bauer's like, it's okay, Joey. I'll just strike out Luis Robert and add to my strikeout total. Only cost him 2 pitches, I believe, so not a huge deal, but anytime you miss an easy play as a major league player, you see the frustration that builds inside of you. He's still griping about it.
Yes, he is. It's not over, and I can tell you that. Jose Garcia leading it off, and that was a call right there for Keuchel. He's been getting that call off the outside edge, and he jumps ahead 1-2.
Well, he's thrown 3 pitches to Garcia, 3 balls, and he's 1-2 with no swings.
Breaking ball ends up and away, 2-2. Sally, then Aquino, expected for the Cincinnati Reds. You're at the bottom of the 4th inning, and a swing and a miss as Garcia strikes out. Strikeout number 6 for Keuchel. And there's one down here at the bottom of the 4th inning. Well, tonight's game is featured on the free-to-play Fox Bet Super 6 app. 81% of the Super 6 users pick the White Sox to win this one.
I'm always intrigued by that. Every time we run that promo and they tell me how many people picked what team, it's interesting to me to see. We did a game, Kansas City and the Cubs, and Kansas City at the time was not playing well, and the Cubs were hot. And a lot of people picked the Kansas City Royals to win by 4+ runs, and they went and did it, and I was shocked that it came out that way.
I think you need an analytics team like Bauer has. This one is in the air to left field. Jimenez out there, shy of the track, will make the catch for out number 2. It's 5 in a row now, retired by Keuchel. Starting to get into a groove here. He's got 2 outs in the 4th inning.
And he just continues to do what Dallas Keuchel does. That's get ground balls, get weak contact, cutters in, changeups away, a little sinker away. Just nobody hits the ball hard on me. He has the 2nd lowest hard hit percentage at under 25%, and just plays with the hitter's timing.
Now the king of the ground ball out. Ground ball percentage first. Ground ball to fly ball ratio first. Ground balls induced first. Since 2014, he's been first.
He's hurting a lot of Worm's feelings.
Speaking of ground balls, that one is grounded foul.
A lot of worm burners there from Mr. Keuchel off the bat of hitters facing him. And I know, having faced him and trying to get the ball elevated, it is tough. It's late, it's small, but it is late, and it is hard to get in the air.
Heavy?
Just the late, it's not heavy, it's just he puts it in such a good spot, and then it just dives down, and everything is going down, and you just try to get under it, and you say, all right, we'll make him get it up. As tonight, of course, we talk about this, he has no ground balls.
Here's the weird thing. Yes, none. 6 strikeouts, 5 flyouts. Nothing on the ground, and that's going to be a strikeout, and that's strikeout number 7. Played 4 without a score from Cincinnati. Fifth inning without a score, and the White Sox coming to bat. Nomar Mazara, Nick Madrigal, and Tim Anderson featured here in the 5th inning.
Well, rarely does a pitching matchup live up to the hype, but so far these 2 guys have been great.
Two of the best in the game going head to head. Bauer coming in with a 1.71 ERA. You got Keuchel coming in with a 2.19, and there's a swing and a foul tip into the catcher's mitt by Mazara.
Mazara's kind of been a disappointment for the White Sox this year. Brought him over from Texas, hoping he could kind of solidify the right field spot, especially against right-handed pitching. And hasn't hit a home run yet, and he's struggled against off speed, and pitchers have kind of figured that out.
Drives this one to deep right field, and that ball is gone. A home run. Nomar Mazara hits his first in a White Sox uniform, and it's 1-0 Chicago. Now, he had been 3 for 24, 11 strikeouts in the last 8 games, and he homers off Trevor Bauer in the 5th, and it puts the White Sox on top 1-0.
I couldn't even get the words out of my mouth, Don, and Nomar Mazara proves me wrong, but trying to go up, and just doesn't get it up and doesn't get it in enough, and Mazara does a great job dropping the head, keeping it fair, and he knows it right away.
No room for error for Bauer with the offense that the Reds have supplied so far in this one. And for him really on the season, they had their chances. They left 6 men on in the first 3 innings, including runners at 2nd and 3rd. That was in the 3rd inning. It's 1-0 White Sox, and that breaking ball at the top of the zone called a strike. Nomar Mazara has given the White Sox a 1-0 lead. When they score first, they've got an .810 winning percentage. That's tops in the majors.
Well, to add to that, also, when they hit home runs, they win. They're 33 wins. They've got 68. That's 2 a game, and losses, they have 15 and 18 losses. So they hit home runs, they win.
Bauer ahead of Madrigal here, 1-2. And that's not close on the fastball.
If there's been one bugaboo this year for Bauer, there hasn't been many, but it has been the home run ball. He's given up a few home runs this year. And mostly all of them on fastballs, which was what Mazzara got and what he did. He hit a homer.
This one is in the air back at first, and Votto will give way to Moustakas, who makes the catch in fair ground and then goes into foul ground for out number 1 at the top of the 5th inning.
Good play by Moustakas, calling Joey Votto off. That's his ball all the way. And Moustakas also saw Votto slide and take half the turf at Great American Ballpark, so he's like, get out of the way, Joey, I got this one.
One out, and the top of the order, Tim Anderson. He's 0 for 2. He struck out in the first, grounded out to the mound in the third. Carve one foul off to the right, out of play. Yeah, lowest run support of Major League Baseball. Trevor Bauer is 3rd in that category. Luis Castillo on the staff of the Reds is 1st. 2.3 runs per game. Brandon Woodruff for the Brewers at 2.6, and then Trevor Bauer at even 3. He's got nothing so far in this one, and has just given up a home run.
Little frustration on Bauer's face. He's been sitting over there watching James Hoy call some of these pitches that are where the catcher set up in for Keuchel and didn't get that one right there.
This one is in the air to deep center field. Senzel is back. He is not going to get this one. It's gone. Second home run given up by Bauer in this inning. Tim Anderson connects on his 9th, and the White Sox take a 2-0 lead. Straightaway center field for Tim Anderson. So the good news is for the Reds, they're only solo shots, but the White Sox are on top 2-0 on the benefit of 2 home runs.
Another fastball up from Bauer. Tim Anderson heading the count 2-1. Gets it up and tattoos this ball 421 feet to dead center. Like I just talked about, the one bugaboo this year for Trevor Bauer has been home runs.
Well, it's crept up on him here in the 5th inning. Yasmani Grandal now bats after home runs from Mazzara first, and more recently Tim Anderson. I think he went around. He'll check, and he did, according to Mark Carlson, the crew chief, third base umpire. Grandal down 0-2. Two pitch in the dirt.
Little frustration from Bauer. Gives up 2 homers this inning. Paints a heater and hit those 2 nasty curveballs to get ahead in the count to Grandal and try and finish him here.
Reds are in a shift on Grandal on the right side. They have it stacked up. This one is fouled off the catcher Casale. And Moustakas is ducked back into short right field.
The Rover.
Actually, Moustakas is in the infield. He's closer to second base after a second look. This one is on the ground. And this will be Moustakas cutting over, and he throws to first base for out number 2. So Bauer getting the ground ball out, and with 2 away, that'll take us to Jose Abreu. Pitch count at 82 right now for Bauer with 2 outs in the 5th inning.
These are the matchups I've been looking forward to, Don. Bauer against Abreu. Saw one win by Bauer so far with a strikeout in the first, and then a seeing eye single by Abreu second at bat. So rubber match.
You're talking about the home runs. Total of 37 hits in 2020 allowed by Bauer. 9 of them are home runs. 24.3% of his hits have been home runs that he has allowed. It's the highest in the National League, only behind Garrett Cole in the majors.
Isn't that strange? Two of the best pitchers in baseball have given up the most home runs.
Yeah.
That's the first home run by Anderson's the first home run a righties hit off Trevor Bauer this year. They had all been off lefties until Tim Anderson got him.
Now Abreu puts a charge into this one to right center field, and it'll be Senzel who makes the catch on the dirt of the track that will end the inning. But home runs in the inning, 2 of them for the White Sox. Nomar Mazara gets his first. Tim Anderson collects his 9th. The White Sox have a 2-0 lead halfway through. You bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. And by Verizon, the network more people rely on. Back in Cincinnati, and it's time for the Jim Beam call to the bullpen. Just 4 innings for Dallas Keuchel. He does not come out for the 5th. Doesn't allow a run through his 4 innings of work, and they turn the baseball over to Matt Foster.
Matt Foster having a great year for the White Sox. Fastball, changeup, a few sliders here and there, but see the pitch count for Keuchel, 75. Rick Renteria said he was on limitations, restrictions, whatever you want to call it, but 75 pitches, 1 more start before the postseason, get him built up to 90. That way he can go 100 plus if they need him in the postseason.
Castellanos leads it off here for the Reds. Reds down now 2-0. They have 7 comeback wins. That is the 2nd fewest in all of Major League Baseball. They don't like operating this way, and they're down 2-0 at the moment. Meanwhile, the White Sox, when they score first, they're 26-6. It's an 0-1 to Castellanos. A little slip there by Foster at the end of that delivery.
Matt Foster's been a find for the White Sox. Started to get more and more high leverage innings as the year has gone on. And I asked Rick Renteria today, did any of these young guys come up? Foster, Hewer, Crochet last night, he was throwing 101 from the left side. He said, no, they've all been as good as advertised. All the reports we heard from the minor leagues.
Jam Castellanos there, flips it out to right. Mazara will make the catch for out number 1 as we look back on the night for Dallas Keuchel. Ended up with a total of 7 Ks. 5 of them are looking. Your thoughts on what you saw, AJ?
Just a vintage performance from Dallas Keuchel. Throwing the ball where he wanted to, especially with 2 strikes. And that's why you saw the 5 strikeouts looking, but he gets them on different pitches. He gets them on looking because he starts the ball off the plate as a ball, brings it back to a strike, and he's just the master of messing with hitters' timing and what they're looking for, outguessing the hitters.
Statcast powered by Google Cloud. 1 down here in the inning, and that is a high strike call to Joey Votto. He's not been a fan of James Hoy's strike zone so far tonight. A couple times he's taken a look back. He's been on twice though. Walked in the first, single to center in the 3rd. He went around.
Well, where was the pitch?
Well, there might have been a strike in the first place at the knees.
I mean, the first pitch was probably a ball. The second pitch is a strike. One thing I've learned from James Hoy tonight, he doesn't like the low pitch. He'll call it off the plate away. He'll call it high. He's not calling the low one very often.
0-2 is downstairs, and it's 1-2. Votto now, Suarez next as the Reds bat here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here is Suarez waiting on deck. Again, the Reds have left 6 men on through the first 4 innings, but good news for Cincinnati. Keuchel's out of this game. And going around very defensively there is Votto. He strikes out, 2 down in the 5th.
Don, that there is an emergency hack. Looking for something else. Foster says, yeah, hit this one, Joey. And he just throws it right by him, and Votto emergency hack. Tries to get fouled off, but no chance.
Gas up top at 94, and that works. 2 down here in the 5th. And it brings up Suarez, who has struck out looking and walked. Third plate appearance of this one for the Reds' third baseman. Swinging away and sending one to right. Mazzara will make the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 fifth for Matt Foster. 2-0 lead for the White Sox. 2-0 lead. Tim Anderson is with us, and he is mic'd up. Tim, thanks for joining us. We appreciate
it. What's going on, baby?
How you doing?
No, I appreciate you guys. I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
We're doing great. Hey, congratulations. You got to be very excited to be going to the postseason.
Yeah, man. It's been a while, so definitely excited about that.
It's been a long time, Tim, since I played there, 2008. So the only question I want to know is why'd you get rid of the 12? You went to 7. You couldn't. My old number wasn't good enough. So you had to switch.
No, I knew you had it, so I had to switch, man. I wanted to show a little respect. I gave it to Cappy. Cappy wanted it.
Yeah.
We want to ask about
y'all missed me, man. Y'all missed the home run. I had the mic in my ear.
Yeah, we know you were all mic'd up then too. Tell us about the home run. What'd you get?
Man, I got a fastball right down the middle. He gave me a cookie. Hey, make sure y'all tell him to put that on his YouTube channel too.
Hey, no
blog about
that. No bat flip.
No, but I let him know you seen me walk it out.
Well, I just want Trevor to understand that he's got the garbage can on his cleats. That we didn't tell you what was coming.
Yeah. I took the earpiece out though. I took the earpiece out. I still had the mic on though.
I know, but I didn't want him to think that like we were slipping you the signs or something. So, because next thing you know, he'll have like.
Nah, he knows.
He'll have Don and I's face on his cleats.
Yeah, we'll be on his cleats next time.
Nah, he know ain't nobody. He know y'all ain't giving me a sign.
First of all, that was an absolute bomb. So, I mean, that deserved a bat flip, don't you think?
Definitely. I won't take him to center like that. So you know I had to let him know. I don't think he liked that though.
Hey, when did you realize you guys had a special group? At what point during this year?
I can't hear you. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I was just asking at what point you realized you guys had a special group, a good team this year.
Man, in the beginning from spring training, we just started clicking out of spring training, man, and the personalities in this locker room. And, we got some vets and some younger guys in the mix, and everybody get along. So, it's easy to play like that when everybody get along and, we're just enjoying the game and just having fun with it.
It seems like you guys really enjoy playing for Rick Renteria as well.
Yeah, definitely, man. He'll allow, every guy from top to bottom, be themselves. And, that's how we go out and, get the most out of each and every guy. Just allow them to be themselves and have fun while doing it.
So, after you hit that home run, there had to be a thought, right? Bat flip, like, do something?
Nah.
I
just walked it out. I hit it. Yeah, I hit it and I held the bat. I walked it out a little bit. Not doing too much. But, I definitely let them know.
All right, Tim, we'll see you in the field.
All right, I'll see you guys.
2-0 White Sox. Bottom of the 6th inning is 2-0. White Sox on top of the Reds, and here is Tyler Stevenson to lead it off. Actually got a pinch hitter up there right now. And a swing and miss for strike one. It's Brian Goodwin who is pinch hitting for Tyler Stevenson in the DH spot. From the Angels at the deadline. Stevenson had been 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Tim Anderson is still with us. You still there, Tim?
Yeah, I'm still here. Still ain't going nowhere.
Is it shortstop? He's moved around from the dugout to shortstop.
No, I'm at second right now.
Oh, you're at second right now. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm at second right now. Yeah.
In the shift.
Working the shift, baby.
All over the place.
Working the shift. Y'all in the booth? Where y'all
Oh,
at?
yeah. We see it.
I don't see y'all. That's scary.
I'm in Orlando, and Don's in L.A., so we're right next to each other. You're in the middle of us.
Wow. Okay. All right. Dope. What's up, everybody?
So I'm at first base, Don's at third base, and you're at second base.
Yeah, that's right. All right. I see y'all. Never mind. I see you. Up. Go get it.
Moncada headed over, and he'll have a play.
Yeah, baby.
Makes the catch. First out.
Yeah, baby. Throw it around. Yeah, baby.
Tim, what's your favorite part? What's your favorite part of playing defense? The dive and play,
Man,
play in the hole?
Really everywhere. You know, I just like to be out here with my guys, man. We have fun. But you know, it don't matter. It don't matter. When you're an athlete, you play anywhere.
Shift doesn't bother you at all? No problems?
Nah, man, because I work at it.
Yeah.
I work at it.
One down here in the sixth. There is Moustakas. Still in that shift over on the right side, looks like. Second base again.
Yeah, I'm still at second. Make sure y'all tell everybody, man, I had this earpiece in my ear for 3 innings and we couldn't get it to work. Wow. Wow.
Were you talking?
Wow. Yeah, I was talking to y'all trying to see if y'all hear me. Wow. I see how y'all do me. That's okay.
What do we miss? Can you summarize any good stuff?
Man, y'all missed the homer. Y'all missed me interacting with my guys. Y'all missed me telling Trevor to put that on his YouTube channel. Blog about that. Come on, man. Y'all missed some good content right there.
Hey, we got it. You gave it to us once we got it working, so thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome anytime. No, baby. Hey, what you guys think about Foster, man? He's been good for us lately, huh?
He's good. Fastball,
yeah, he's
fastball
good.
jumps, good changeup, right?
Yeah.
What'd you think of Keuchel?
Yep. Unbelievable, man. He comes out and, you know, compete every start. Compete every start, man, and he's ready. And, you know, couldn't be more excited to play behind him. Definitely a great pickup this offseason.
When he's pitching for you and you're playing shortstop, you're like, okay, I'm going to get a lot of grounders today.
Yeah, a lot of action. I'm ready. So that day, you know I'm working in, you know, before the game, because there's going to be a lot of action, a lot of ground balls.
Now, you working with Joe McEwing?
Yep, he got me right. He got me right, man. I've been working with Joe since I got up here, and, you know, man, we've been grinding every day. You know, people don't realize how tough it is, you know, to come out here every day and compete at a high level. But, you know, man, we put the work in, and, you know, we show up game time.
What are your thoughts on winning another batting title?
I'm excited about that. I got a chance to do it. It ain't no secret that I'm going for it. But hey, if it happens, it happens. If not, you know, I got another shot at it next year. But, you know, the ultimate goal is just continue to get better. Continue to get better as a hitter. Continue to get better as a teammate. And defensively, you know, being able to beat people at all angles, whether it's on the base path, whether it's defense, whether it's in the box. You know, that just give me an advantage on people.
So if it comes down to the last day and say you got like a 2-point lead on DJ LeMahieu, you gonna play?
Up. Yeah, I'm gonna play. Yeah, I'm gonna play. I ain't gonna sit out.
I like it.
I ain't gonna sit out.
I like it.
If I'm gonna win, I'm gonna win it. I'm gonna go for it.
You're gonna go Ted Williams and get what, 5 hits and a doubleheader in the last day and hit 406 instead of
Might as
sitting
well.
out?
Might as well. Why not? If I'm gonna beat him, I'm gonna beat him. You know, I don't want nobody saying, "Oh, he sat out last game." No, man. I want to play every day. Every day.
The stock is will send this one to short right. And out to get it is Madrigal. Nicely done. 2 down.
Hey, AJ, you got to be excited about it. You know, this year's squad, man. They've been a minute.
Hey, Tim, we're on a national broadcast, so I have to try to remain neutral. But just know that I
got you. We'll talk after.
Hey, just know that I wear my White Sox stuff proudly.
I know where your heart at. We'll talk about it.
You know.
Yeah, Tim, he's downplaying this whole thing. He's pretending like he doesn't care.
I know where his heart is at. As long as I know where his heart is, that's all that matters.
Oh, yeah, it's in Chicago.
Trust me, people know. People know. People that need to know.
Yeah.
There's Senzel with 2 down.
No, baby.
Now, was that a changeup there from Foster, or was that a slider?
I don't know, man. I think it was a changeup right there. I was just ready for it to be hit to me.
Do you look in at the signs between, like, from Grandal?
Man, I can't even see that far, to be honest. I know he throw a lot of changeups, so I'll be ready for it in the hole. And, you know, man, I feel like I cover a lot of ground. And, you know, being able to move magical and being able to, you know, move allowed me to, you know which way to work and how much space I got in between them.
Do you move those guys on your
you
own?
know, both. Yeah. And both of those guys got a lot of range. And then, of course, Pito over there, man, he got a lot of range, too, as well. That, baby. That's a changeup right there.
Got to be happy for Jose Abreu going to the postseason for the first time.
Man, couldn't be more excited, man. He's been here from the beginning. And, you know, finally for him to, you know, break through and get that chance. And also, man, he's going to be MVP. He's going to be MVP, man. You see the kind of numbers he's putting up. And he shows up every day ready to play. So, you know, couldn't be more happy for him. He deserves it. He deserves it, man. He definitely deserves it. And, you know, I'm very excited and very happy for him.
How much has he rubbed off on you with his work ethic and all that stuff?
Man, he rubbed off on me a lot. Ever since I got up, man, I've been watching him. You know, the way he prepares and the way, you know, he goes out and play the game. And, you know, playing every day. You know, he want to play every day. And that kind of rubbed off on me and the way he go about his business. You know, being able to learn from a real professional. And, you know, Pito's a real professional. He's real professional, man, the way he go about his business. And I'm so happy that, you know, they brought him back on the south side. Pito! What up, bro?
2-2 to Senzel.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
That is strike 3. Hey, Tim Anderson, thanks so much for doing this. We appreciate it. Good luck to you, man.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one. Thank you.
And really some great players that they represent in cutouts in behind home plate. This is Hispanic Heritage Month across MLB as Luis Robert leads it off here in the 7th inning. Little check swing and diving is Bauer. He'll get up and throw him out. Robert retired for the first out of the 7th inning.
Like a cat out there, Trevor Bauer. Check swing. Full layout. Who says pitchers aren't athletes, Don?
I never said that.
I've said it.
1 down here in the 7th. And it'll bring up Nomar Mazara. Mazara homered and put the White Sox on top 1-0 with his solo shot in the 5th inning. His first of the year. It would be followed up by Tim Anderson's home run. Both home runs, solo shots, and both coming in the 5th off Bauer.
Bauer still out there, 98th pitch into the 7th. Can't argue with his start tonight. Once again, kept him in the game, giving him an opportunity. The Reds just can't score.
2 home runs, solo shots. He's allowed 5 hits. He's walked only 1, struck out 4 through 6 1/3. That's how they've been distributed. A lot of stuff in the air, and that's a strike over the outside edge.
The biggest thing for me is the strikeouts. Only 4 strikeouts. Usually he gets ahead of guys and puts them away. The White Sox have done a great job of fouling off a lot of pitches, running his pitch count up, and when he has made a mistake, they've hit it out of the ballpark.
Didn't go. We'll check with Mark Carlson, third base umpire. There is the breakdown per inning. Even hundo right now for Bauer.
And the 6th saved him, gave him the opportunity to go back out for the 7th. Only 9 pitches in the last inning.
Still throwing hard. 94, catches that outside corner.
We talked to David Bell, the manager of the Reds, today about Bauer possibly coming back on short rest. Said he'd have to see how it goes tonight and see how he feels tomorrow, because with only a limited number of games, they could get Bauer possibly 2 more starts if he comes back short twice.
He's talking about 3 days rest, right?
Absolutely. He's talking about him pitching again Wednesday and then being lined up for Sunday if they need him to win a game Sunday to get him into the postseason.
He averages over 6 innings a game, 6.1 per start, 4th highest in the National League. And he's gone at least 6 innings in all but 1 start. That was a season high 7 2/3 as he strikes out Mazzara. This time it picks up his 5th K, 2 down.
Good pitch here by Bauer, right at the bottom of the zone. Casale just tugs it up just a little bit to get strike 3, and we've seen James Hoy back there. He's had a large strike zone.
7 in a row retired by Bauer. He's got 2 outs here in the 7th, and Nick Madrigal is 1 for 2, a single in the 3rd. He popped out to second base in the 5th. Well, tomorrow on Fox, Dak and Zeke lead the Cowboys in their home opener against Matt Ryan and the Falcons, where some may see Jimmy G and the 49ers take on the Jets. All the NFL action kicks off at 1 Eastern. Check your local listings for the games in your area or watch it on the Fox Sports app. 2 down here in the 7th inning. White Sox batting and on top 2-0. Bauer has battled all night and has worked here into the 7th inning. Has 2 outs. He's retired 7 in a row. He's 0-1 on that breaking ball. A big swing and a miss from Madrigal, who's down 0-2.
Well, this is what I want to see with Madrigal and Bauer. Madrigal does not strike out. He puts the bat on the ball. He got a 2-strike hit his first at bat. Popped up at second at bat, but 0-2. Watch this battle that he'll put on Bauer here and attempt not to strike out.
This one is on the ground and down the third baseline, a foul ball. Suarez made the toss just in case, but called foul. So Madrigal's got to come on back.
Madrigal has elite bat-to-ball skills, which means he can get the barrel on the ball. He barely struck out in college. He hasn't struck out yet so far a lot in his major league career. That's what led the White Sox to draft him high in the 1st round out of Oregon State.
Swings at the 0-2 and up to get it is Bauer. He crawls down the mound and then fires to first base for the out. What a play by Trevor Bauer. Made a couple in this inning. Going down the back of the mound to reel this one in, and he throws out Madrigal. What a play by Bauer. It's 2-0 White Sox. 2-0 head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Third arm used by the White Sox. Cody Hewer into the game.
Another outstanding rookie here for the White Sox. Cody Hewer. See the numbers, you see the record, fastball, slider, but White Sox have brought up a few guys this year and they've all been outstanding.
So Jose Garcia, who is scheduled to lead it off here. But it looks like it's Freddie Galvis instead. So a pinch hitter for Garcia is Galvis to begin things in the bottom of the 7th inning.
No lack of velocity from Hewer. First 2 at 98 plus.
Up and away that time, and it's a ball and a strike to actually makes it 2-1 to the veteran shortstop Galvis. It's been well traveled over the last couple of years.
What I like about Hewer is he slide steps, so he doesn't give hitters. Doesn't look like he's going to come out that fast, and then boom, 98.
This one will stay foul.
Most pitchers that throw 98, 99, 100, they kind of load up, have the big leg kick. Hewer barely picks his leg up off the ground, and the ball just comes at you.
is low and away, and it is a full count down. What a job Matt Foster did in his 2 innings. Allowed no hits, no runs, didn't walk anybody, struck out 2, faced 6 Reds, and sent them all down. That will bounce in for ball 4 and a leadoff walk for Galvis. Well, tomorrow there's a free-to-play Super 6 contest for NFL Sunday, and the top prize is $100,000. So download the app for your chance to win. Leadoff walk starts things here in the bottom of the 7th inning, and Kurt Casale is going to be hit for here. Looks like Winker is going to bat for him.
Jesse Winker's been one of the best offensive weapons the Reds have, especially against right-handed pitcher with Hoyer out there. David Bell's taking a shot that Winker can come off the bench, run into one, and possibly tie this game up.
So Winker pinch hitting for Casale. Tying run at the plate here for the Reds. Well, last night, able to come up with a bomb.
Winker's been up and down. He's been up and down. He's done a lot of damage against right-handed pitching. Got off to a really bad start and got super hot. Struggling a little bit here lately, but he can run into one and heartbeat.
This is the second hitter that Hoyer has faced since coming into this game. He walks a pinch hitter Galvis, dealing with another pinch hitter in Winker. And that one at 98 from Hoyer, and it is 1-2 quickly by Winker.
By Winker. Talked about Winker trying to tie this game up, one swing. There it was. He's loose now.
DHing, missed some games with lower back tightness, and that one will run away and even the count at 2-2. Home run to Schroeder, 3-run shot last night. Home run snapped, and 0 for 23 skid for Winker. That is by him at 97, and he'll strike out for the first out of the bottom of the 7th inning for the Reds.
One of the toughest things in baseball to do is come off the bench late in the game and pinch hit, and Winker comes off the bench and gets 98, 98, 97 all thrown by him, and takes his strikeout and goes back to the bench.
1 on, 1 out, and here is Aquino. Struck out, singled, and struck out again. Well, that was against Dallas Keuchel. Now dealing with the hard-throwing Hoyer, who gets to foul this one back. It is 0-1. In there for a strike at the knees at 98.
Good pitch by Hoyer. First pitch slider, he hung a little bit. Aquino missed it. Comes back with 98 painted down. Expect him here to try to throw either a fastball up or a slider down off the plate. Get Aquino to chase.
Aquino will ground this one to short. It could be 2 to second for 1. On to first. It is 2. So it goes 6-4-3 on the Twin killing. We played 7-0, and it's a pitcher's duel on Baseball Night in America. dynamic plays of the game presented by Hankook Tire, and it's the home runs. Nomar Mazara gets the scoring started with his solo shot in the 5th inning, and Tim Anderson wasn't far behind. 2 batters later, he connects on his 9th of the year, and it puts the White Sox on top 2-0. It's the difference in this game as we move along here to the 8th inning, and Robert Stevenson checks into the game for the Reds.
Robert Stevenson, see the numbers there, mostly slider, 60+% slider, and then fastball, but he's in here to hold them down, the White Sox down, and try to give the Reds a chance on offense with 6 outs to go.
This one is sent to deep right center field, back at the wall, and it is gone. A home run. So Tim Anderson has done it again, his 2nd home run of the game, his 10th of the year, and it puts the White Sox on top 3-0. Homered in the 5th, he homers in the 8th, and it's 3-0 Chicago, some 394 feet away.
Almost a carbon copy of the exact same pitch he hit out off Trevor Bauer. He gets this one a little bit farther to right center, but fastball up right down the middle. I mean, that looks like the exact same swing we saw of Trevor Bauer, the exact same finish. He's going to be asking us to put a microphone on him all the time, Don.
Yeah, I think he likes it.
I think he's shushing you running around the bases.
The leadoff home run starts the 8th and widens the lead now for the White Sox on top 3-0. Yasmani Grandal is in the shift on the right side right now are the Reds. Senzel still in center, but it is Winker now in left field. Barnhart is into the game doing the catching. Tim Anderson has gone deep again. Rondal in this game 0 for 3. He struck out, popped out, and grounded out. This one is driven to deep right field. Castellanos back, and that ball is gone. So back-to-back go the White Sox in the 8th inning. They have connected on 4 home runs, and they lead it 4-0. All solo shots as the White Sox go back-to-back in the 8th off Robert Stevenson.
And another absolute blast pitch again. A fastball just right down the middle. And you do this against these White Sox, you don't get a lot of them back. And you're going to throw a fastball down the middle in a fastball count. And you see Barnhart's reaction, head down, reaching for a ball right away. That was loud. I think it scared some of our CGI virtual fans out in the outfield, Don.
Well, the Reds were in the shift on the right side. Didn't matter. Takes it out of the yard and connects on his 7th home run of the year. And it is now 4-0. Red Sox doing it all on solo home runs. This one is driven out towards deep left field off the bat of Abreu. They go back to back to back. The White Sox in the 8th inning take a 5-0 lead. Anderson, Grandal, and Abreu go back to back to back.
We are seeing the White Sox what they do best, and that is hit long, long home runs. Back to back to back. I'm talking about him for MVP all night. Whoa. Again, fastball, straight fastball, a little bit high, but not high enough.
I'm gonna say, what is high enough? That was up.
Yeah, but Stevenson's pitch is a slider, and he hasn't thrown a whole lot of them. Maybe we should try that one.
That was the fastball. It was 95 and up, and Abreu takes it out. The 8th inning, it was 2-0 coming into the inning. White Sox have a 5-0 advantage now. Anderson got it started, then Grandal and Abreu.
And 2 sliders from Stevenson after a visit from the pitching coach, and now he's ahead in the count 0-2 to Eloy Jimenez. I wouldn't mess around with the fastball. He's thrown 3 of them, and they've all been put out over the fence.
The White Sox now with 88 home runs, at second in the American League behind the Yankees. Here's the breaking ball you were talking about in the dirt that time. Back on August 16th, the White Sox hit 4 straight home runs. That was against St. Louis. They get 3 here against the Reds. Jimenez will strike out, and that will end the home run streak going there. So 1 out here in the 8th inning. Get ready for a postseason unlike any other. With 16 teams in the dance, it's going to get wild. The MLB postseason begins September 29th. Go to MLB.com/postseason for the full schedule. Jimenez is out number 1. Here's Edwin Encarnacion. He's 0 for 3 in the ball game tonight. Has 9 home runs on the year. There's that fastball up.
That one was high enough where Encarnacion couldn't get on top of it, but no, I'd mess around with that. If he goes a little bit lower, I'd have some more trotting.
This one is driven to deep left field. Winker is back. He's got plenty of room, and he makes the catch for out number 2. Encarnacion just missed that. 2 down. Making a bid for the 4th home run of the inning.
He's just missed about 4 of them tonight. He's flown out. We've seen some frustration from him, but he's just missed, and this one was just enough off the end of the bat to keep it in the park.
So 2 down, and Yoan Moncada coming up now. He's got 5 home runs. He has tripled tonight, walked, and lined out to the shortstop. Fastball on the inside corner for strike 1.
And out of all the White Sox hitters, this Moncada has probably been the one guy that I think the White Sox expected more. He had such a great year last year, and they were expecting him to build off of it, but the strikeouts have started to creep back in, and the power is down, the numbers are down across the board, and if he gets hot, and then you have the rest of the guys with Abreu and Jimenez and Robert and Grandal and Anderson, it's a scary sight, this White Sox lineup.
A lot of power, there's no doubt about that.
And don't be left-handed against these guys, Don. They haven't lost to a lefty starter all year. They mash left-handed pitching.
Fouled off, and we'll do it again here. 1-2. Now Anderson got this thing started with his 2nd home run. He got the 1st home run of this, the top of the 8th, 5th career multi-home run game, and the 2nd this year for Tim Anderson. Now has 10 home runs on the season. In the double figures in that category. Elevating again, and it's fouled off again. AJ, this has not been a great year for Moncada looking overall at his body of work.
No, he struggled, and the one thing they wanted him to cut down with, and he did it last year when he hit over 300, is he cut down on the strikeouts. And this year the strikeouts have started to creep back into play, and I do not like the way he's grabbing his hand right there, moving the batting glove around.
After that last foul ball, 1-2 coming again.
Moncada has all the tools. He came over for Chris Sale, and Chris Sale was shipped to the Red Sox, and switch hitter, plays third, can run, play defense, power.
That is in there for strike 3, and it will end the inning, but the damage has most certainly been done by the White Sox. Tim Anderson, Yasmani Grandal, Jose Abreu go back to back to back. 5-0 White Sox. New sports equipment help keep kids in the game by donating to Restore Play. Visit goodsports.org to learn more. We head to the bottom of the 8th from Cincinnati with the White Sox on top 5-0. Here's Jimmy Cordero.
Jimmy Cordero, high octane fastball, 96 plus. Little slider, little changeup. He's got that right sleeve rolled up just for you, Don.
It's a good look and different.
You see the 96 from the first pitch, and that ball's sinking. Key for Jimmy: throw strikes, get ahead, use his stuff, trust his stuff.
It's going to be grounded foul outside of third. It's 10 strikeouts for White Sox pitching in this game. Keuchel started the first 4 innings, allowing no runs, had 7 Ks. Foster had a couple of Ks in 2 perfect innings. And then Hoyer went an inning. He had a strikeout as well. Cordero in the game now for the White Sox on top 5-0. And Castellanos with a swing and a miss. He said he got a piece of that. And home plate umpire didn't think so.
It didn't look like he did. But you always got to try to fight the fight.
David Bell is headed out there as well. I don't think he got any of that. Do you?
No, he missed that by about 6 inches, and Grandal just missed it.
Saying that he made contact and that Grandal didn't catch it.
Why not try?
Bell is just kind of listening as pleads his case to James Hoy, the home plate umpire.
I miss these. Don't you miss arguments? You can't argue
anything.
anything
anymore. No.
David Bell's about to get ejected, I have a feeling.
Been a frustrating night for him, but a frustrating time for the Reds, although they've won 6 straight games. Coming into this game tonight has not been much fun. This is a long conversation. Here comes Mark Carlson, the crew chief, trying to break this up. Castellanos is finally leaving, and he'll take with him the 11th strikeout for White Sox pitching.
Good job by all parties there not to lose their cool.
One down here in the 8th, and it brings up Joey Votto. Votto's been on twice, so walking a single before he struck out in the 5th inning. That's here with 1 out and the base is empty.
Well, the Reds had chances, Don, in this game early. 4 hits, first 3 innings, couple walks mixed in. They went 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position. The one was a single hit too hard, they couldn't score, and then since then they've had 1 base runner in the last 4 innings. So complete turn of events once Keuchel came out.
This one is lined to center and in for a base hit. Joey Votto collects his 2nd hit, 3rd time he's been aboard in this game. Our own Adam Amin watching tonight's game. So the White Sox just went back to back to back, and they did not get cheated on those swings. The Chicago native Adam Amin checking in. It's called the Tampa Carolina game tomorrow for Fox.
Adam, if you're, need a sideline reporter tomorrow, Tampa, only like an hour from there, so, call me.
1 out, 1 on, and it brings up Suarez.
I mean,
how's your football? I mean, you know much?
I've called a couple series before. Didn't go well, but I got to do it. Now, it's really hard, I know that. To call, there's so many guys, and don't really know what you're doing.
Pitch in there for a strike, and it's 1-1.
Adams in Tampa, and like everyone else, I just want to see Tom Brady in the Bucs uniform.
Exactly. That's a strike at 97. The Reds are trying to push across some runs here in their half of the 8th inning. It is 5-0 Chicago. And elevates at 97, and he strikes out Suarez. Second K for Cordero. 2 down in the 8th inning.
'97 gas, letter high, just throws it straight by Suarez. Beat continues for the Reds. A lot of strikeouts. And we've talked about it all night, Don. If they don't hit home runs, they don't score. The White Sox have hit 5 and scored 5 runs, and the Reds have hit none and scored none.
Ryan Goodwin in his second plate appearance after pinch hitting in the 6th inning bats again. So that is 12 strikeouts now for the White Sox. It's the 22nd game with 10 or more. It's tied for second in the American League. This one is on the ground to second base. Madrigal will flip to Anderson for the out, the force out. We head to the 9th. It's 5-0 Chicago. Reaction to this is a guy who's been ejected double figures yourself, but Josh Donaldson. Not many have been ejected after hitting a home run. Well, he did that and then got run.
I don't understand what he got kicked out for. I mean, he just covered the home plate with dirt.
Probably
Tambolino.
shouldn't do that, though, right? I mean,
no, you definitely. But it was funny. Got a reaction.
It did. Got
That's something
thrown out
I
of
could,
the game is what it did too.
I could totally see myself doing that.
I could too. That's why
I mean,
I
I
asked. You know.
I mean, Don, you were there when I got kicked out of the game for asking the umpire for a ball he could see. So.
Yes, I was. This is Nate Jones into the game.
Nate Jones, ex-White Sox, ex-teammate of mine. Fastball slider. He's got a real funky arm action. He gets the ball out of his glove quick and goes straight back. Most guys swing it down by their leg, but he goes straight back, and he's healthy. Can be really good.
Reese Robert leading it off here for the White Sox in the 9th inning. Jones becomes the 3rd Reds pitcher after 7 from Bauer, who did all he could. Gave up 5 hits, 2 runs, walked a batter, struck out 5. He's on the hook. Robert Stevenson gave up 3 long solo home runs that came back to back to back in the 8th. Strike to Robert, and it's 3-1. He'll be followed by Mazzara and Madrigal. 7, 8, and 9 for the White Sox here in the 9th. Robert lifts this in the air to shallow right, incoming. Castellanos on a slant will handle out number 1. So Jones comes back to get Robert after falling behind 3-0. And that'll take us to Nomar Mazzara. So 10 ejections, AJ, huh? I'm a little surprised
so.
It's not more, to be honest with you.
Does that count the one in spring training that I had from Joe West?
No, that, you can add that. That's 11.
I mean, I haven't gone Mike Rizzo yet and got ejected from the booth, or Steve McMichael when he did it in Wrigley Field, and Angel Hernandez threw McMichael out for saying something during the 7th inning stretch.
That would be something to see you get ejected from a broadcast booth.
Well, the umpires can't. We can mic up an umpire can make it happen.
Well, you know, with no fans, yeah, it'd be tough to do from Orlando. But this one is grounded foul.
Maybe.
But should you end up in the postseason without fans someplace, they can hear you, you know, the umpires.
I'll have to be quiet. I'll have to whisper into the microphone.
Yeah, especially a guy that you had, you know, a past with, some sort of history, and they hear you talking in some of these empty ballparks. You could get run. This one is fouled off.
Well, umpires don't hold grudges, though, I thought.
Right.
They're supposed to be robots, right?
Well, I'm sure there's a few that are not over the A.J. Pierzynski experience.
Yes.
Still hanging around in the major leagues. 0-2 to Mazzara. He homered. He's one of the 5 home runs for the White Sox in the game. This is in the dirt.
Interesting to me, Nate Jones, when he came up, he threw 100, close to 100, but he also had a changeup, and he doesn't really throw a changeup anymore. He's gone mostly fastball slider, so a little adjustment in his pitch selection.
Two balls, 2 strikes to Mazzara. Madrigal waiting on deck as the White Sox bat in the 9th. Fouled off to the left on the 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Will do it again. 2-2. Talking earlier about Bauer really not getting the record that is indicative of the way that he has pitched. He came in at 4-3, and if the Reds don't come back, he'll be in an even 500 at 4-4 after 7 strong innings, giving up only 2 runs.
But as we've seen over the years, the win has been devalued, and it was Felix Hernandez that won the Cy Young with a 500 record.
Yep.
And DeGrom a couple years ago, right, was right around 500.
Swing and a foul tip held onto by Barnhart for out number 2 of the 9th. First strikeout for Jones. 2 down.
Good backdoor slider by Nate Jones to get Mazzara after a little bit of a lengthy battle, but he finally wins by throwing a good hard slider. The Mazzara couldn't do anything but foul tip it into Barnhart's glove.
2 outs in the White Sox 9th inning, and here's Madrigal, who is 1 for 3, single back in the 3rd inning. So one of the 8 White Sox hits, and that's ball 1. White Sox come in with 33 wins, and they've already punched their ticket to the postseason. Just a matter now of whether or not they're going to win the division. Starting today, a 3-game lead over the Minnesota Twins, and this will only help.
Minnesota's tied with the Cubs in their game, so if they lose and the White Sox win, the number gets smaller.
Yeah, this would leave 8 games to be played. It's amazing. It's down to this already. How quickly this is all gone. It's 2-1 to Madrigal. And it's a little bit low.
Well, the reward is a longer postseason and more postseason games. So even though the regular season is short, fortunate enough to get more postseason series and more postseason games, which is never a bad thing.
16 teams, more than half going to the postseason, and that's ball 4 to the number 9 man, Madrigal, who heads down to first base. A 2-out base on balls, and here are the standings as of right now. The Twins 3 games back of the White Sox. Chicago with 33 wins, and you get the Cleveland Indians on the outside looking in right now. The number of games left to 5.5 games back of the White Sox.
Well, the Indians definitely aren't catching the White Sox. You can pencil them in for a wild card. Hopefully. They should be good.
It's Tim Anderson, who's homered twice in this game already. And an inside out swing, sending one to right. Castellanos will make the catch that ends the inning, and we go to the bottom of the 9th, 5-0 Chicago. Well, it is 5-0 The Chicago White Sox are on top, first time in franchise history. The team has hit back-to-back home runs in 2 games this season. Same season, and it's this year. They've done it in Cincinnati. Here's Chase Fry.
Another good weapon for the White Sox. Fastball, cutter, curve.
Just missing Moustakas in. A ball and a strike to Moustakas.
Well, if you're the Reds here, you just try to make the closer get up for the White Sox. You try to get him into the game if possible. Figure out a way to put a little pressure at least on the White Sox. They have been in kind of cruise control this entire game.
Fry becomes pitcher number 5 for the White Sox. Dallas Keuchel started, went 4 shutout innings in his return. Foster, Hoyer, Cordero, and now Fry, and this one is driven to right field. That ball is back, and it's going to one-hop the wall. Playing it off the wall is Mazar, and into second base is Moustakas with a leadoff double to begin things in the bottom of the 9th. So the Reds not going quietly here in the 9th inning.
That's what I was talking about. Just try to get guys on base, put a little pressure, make Colomé for the White Sox get up. Moustakas gets a slider. It's not a terrible pitch. He just goes down and gets it and hits it in a perfect spot for a leadoff double. Sometimes, Don, you make a good pitch and these big league hitters, they still get hits. Fry's going to go back, look at that and say, how the heck did he hit that in the right center field gap? That ball's down off the plate away.
Here's Senzel with the runner at second. And he'll send one to right field. Mazzara coming in now to make the catch. And remaining at second base is Moustakas with 1 out. That throw going to third, but Moustakas not going anywhere. 1 out in the Reds' 9th inning.
Another at bat for the Reds with the runner in scoring position, and another quick out.
Cincinnati's been shut out 6 times. Time for the most in the National League, and they're trying to prevent that as Freddie Galvis comes to the plate. A bat from the right side this time. Walked when he pinch hit in the 7th and took over at shortstop. White Sox have 5 shutouts, second in the American League behind Cleveland. Indians have 7 shutouts. Fry gives up a leadoff double to Moustakas, but gets Senzel to fly out to right field, and now dealing with Galvis. Moustakas keeping an eye on what's going on behind him, Anderson and Madrigal. Strike picks up the inside corner.
2-0 cutter there from Fry. Major League Baseball used to be an automatic fastball. 5-run lead. Runner on second, 1 out, but not today. Now it's all cutters. Sliders behind in the count from the pitchers. Another one.
Evens up now at 2-2. Bouncing in and bouncing away. Moustakas isn't going to try it, though, as it was kicked up the third base line that time by Grandal, and Moustakas, no reason to risk it if you're not sure. Down by 5.
Nice job by Grandal to get any part of his body on this ball, and almost hits Galvis in the front foot. With smart base running by Moustakas, you can't take a chance getting thrown out there down 5. That ball bounces the other way. He walks to third, but because it's going to third base, easier read for him and easy stop sign.
That'll bounce in for ball 4, and it's a 1-out walk, and Freddie Galvis aboard. So 2 on with 1 away, and that'll bring up Winker. Winker struck out, pinch hitting in the 7th inning. Here he is in the 9th. keep the Reds alive, down 5-0 in this one. Breaking ball is grounded to second base. It is Anderson who gets the out there onto first. Out there, the double play. And he did get him at second base, and it is the double play that will end this ball game. Nicely done by Anderson. Applied the tag. Galvis first, and then turns it into a DP that wraps it up. And it is indeed a shutout for the White Sox. An impressive offensive attack with the 5 home runs, AJ, for the White Sox.
Great starting pitching by Bauer and Keuchel to start the game. Trevor Bauer made 2 mistakes. The White Sox capitalized, and a complete win for the Chicago White Sox. Great pitching, the shutout, 5 solo